Hello, I'm Richard Murphy and I want to talk about something which is personal. My relationship with Cineworld. I live in Ely in Cambridgeshire. Our local cinema is a Cineworld, and by the time this video is coming out, people at Cineworld, Ely and right across the country will be facing the fact that they haven't got a job anymore, because Cineworld is shutting its cinemas, at least for the time being, and in many cases I suspect permanently, because of the impact of the coronavirus crisis. This really matters. Now, it matters to me because I frankly only watch film at the cinema. My relationship with film on the television is non-existent. I just don't enjoy it. But I do very much enjoy actually going to the cinema. So it changes the way in which I consume film. I probably won't be consuming film, but it has a massive knock-on effect. Things like cinemas are really important because they're hubs. They're where people go. I mean, the cinema in Ely is like so many other cinemas. It's surrounded by restaurants and a pub, and it's a place where there is a hospitality sector focused. And the cinema literally provides the reason why people go to those other venues. Knock out the cinema, you knock out all those other businesses too. So what we're seeing suddenly is something changing radically and is an indication of the dire state our economy is in. 5,500 people are employed by Cineworld. Now, for every single one of them, this is a personal crisis. It's a crisis for the management of Cineworld, but it's also a crisis for the people in the businesses that are around Cineworld and, of course, the families of all those people who work in those places as well. This is what spillover means. This is what multiplier effects means. If the government doesn't understand that if it doesn't preserve the core businesses that attract people into other businesses in the community, then we see a domino effect literally going through the business community. I'm deeply worried about this because I don't think they get that. They don't realise that the 17% of our economy, which is the hospitality and leisure sector, is dependent upon critical activities like football clubs, like cinemas, like concert venues and so on, which generate very large numbers of jobs, very large numbers of incomes and the well-being of lots of people. I wish they did. I wish they were willing to support theatre, cinema, the concert sector, football, other types of sport to continue, because without them, then we don't have very large parts of the employment that this country needs, and all our lives are diminished in some way as a consequence. We must work through this, and the government cannot wash its hands of responsibility saying these sectors are dead, they're no longer viable, which is what they wish to do. They are viable, they are essential, they are important to our lives. We cannot let them go because of coronavirus, and there is no reason to let them go because the government can create the money to keep them going and pay for it with quantitative easing without any risk of inflation, as other videos in this series have shown. And therefore, this is folly that we're letting things like Cineworld close without any apparent fuss being made by the government. They've got to rethink. It's critical to our futures. I'm Richard Murphy. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this video series on YouTube if you're interested. Also look for us on Facebook. I am on Twitter @Richard J. Murphy. And at the same time, look at my blog, Tax Research UK, where you can find much more on these themes. And I'll see you again soon.